In 1961, when he was just 23 years old, Michael Rockefeller embarked on an expedition to the Asmat region of Dutch New Guinea, now Papua in Indonesia. The end of the story would have most likely remained unknown. But Rockefeller was the youngest son of a wealthy and famous New York official, so his mysterious disappearance created quite the buzz back in the day. His mission was to collect artifacts for the Museum of Primitive Art in New York City. On November 19th, Rockefeller went on a collecting expedition up a local river with a group of Asmat tribesmen. He was also followed by his Dutch companion, Rene Wassing, as they both set out in a canoe to gather artifacts on a nearby shore. Sadly, the canoe overturned and the two men were separated. Wassing eventually made it back to the expedition's base camp, but Rockefeller was never to be seen again. An extensive search was launched for Rockefeller, but it seemed there was no trace of him. Initially, it was believed that he had been lost at sea, but rumors soon began to circulate, some scarier than others. One such rumor claimed that he had been taken hostage by the Asmat people and he eventually passed away. The Dutch government, which oversaw the colony at the time, investigated but found no evidence to support this. In the decades since his disappearance, various theories have been put forward to piece together his story. Some have suggested he was in fact able to make it to safety, but chose to stay with the Asmat people and live among them. Weird as it may sound, we can't rule out this theory, as this tribe was quite interesting. For starters, they have a rich cultural heritage that includes traditional rituals, music, and art. They also enjoy a simple life, most of them being farmers, and rely on the land and its resources for their lives. They also engage in hunting, fishing, and gathering. The Asmat people also have a deep spiritual connection to the natural world and believe that spirits reside in all living things. This special tribe also has a matrilineal system of inheritance where property and status are passed down through the mother's line. Others have claimed that he was captured and held by the Indonesian authorities, or that he was targeted by headhunters. To this day, the truth behind Michael Rockefeller's disappearance is not known. The only thing that is certain is that he was an adventurous young man who was passionate about the art and culture of the Asmat tribe. Rockefeller's is not the only tragic story that happened in the rainforest. That of Percy Faucet is also a mysterious one that has captivated people for over a century. Faucet was a British explorer and surveyor who, in the early 20th century, set out to find a lost city in the Amazon jungle that he believed to be the remains of an ancient civilization. He had always been fascinated by the idea of a lost city in the Amazon jungle. He believed that its ruins were still hidden somewhere in the jungle, ready to be discovered with all its treasures. In 1906, he set out on his first expedition to find this city, but he was forced to return home due to a lack of funding. He continued to search for the lost city over the next several years, and in 1925, he set out on his final expedition with his son Jack and companion Raleigh Rimmel. The expedition went pretty badly to begin with. The people on the team constantly got sick on the way, and they often met hostile tribes and wild animals. Despite these difficulties, Faucet remained determined to find the lost city, and he pushed on deeper into the jungle. In May 1925, the team sent a message saying that they were close to their destination. It would be the last time anyone would hear from them. Some believe that Percy Faucet and his team were attacked by hostile tribes in the jungle. This theory was widely accepted, more so because Faucet had a reputation for being, well, impolite towards the local tribespeople, and that he had been warned about this danger in the region. Either way, there is no concrete evidence to support this idea. Another theory is that Percy Faucet and his team passed away because they got sick or couldn't find any more food. There's no real evidence to support this either, since they stopped sending messages to the outside world about what was happening to them. A third theory is that Percy Faucet and his team simply got lost in the jungle and were never found. The Amazon jungle is indeed one of the remotest and most inhospitable places on Earth, and it's easy to lose your way in its dense jungle. In some cases, the rainforest can be quite friendly, even if you get separated from your group. But many tourists visit Madidi National Park, a protected area for an exciting adventure. It's not all bad, because tour agencies in a nearby town ensure safety for visitors. Although accidents can happen in the park, the disappearances of visitors are rare. However, one 25-year-old Chilean man named Michael Carosio Acuna disappeared under mysterious circumstances back in 2017. Michael had joined a tour group and was planning on exploring the vast rainforest. One day, the guides invited the group to participate in a special local ceremony. It was meant to thank Mother Earth for allowing them in the forest. Weirdly, Michael refused. Maybe he was tired, or maybe he just didn't care much about the local tradition. Either way, when one of the guides went to check on him, he was gone. Everyone searched for him all night, but couldn't find him. Soon enough, locals came up with the theory that the young tourist offended the local spirits by refusing to participate in the ceremony. They even said he must have been taken captive in another dimension altogether. The locals of the region believe that the rainforest is full of good and evil entities, which can be easily angered if you don't follow local protocol. 9 days later, the rangers started hearing screams from down the nearby river. They started their boat and went towards the noise. Michael was luckily found after being lost in the rainforest, only a mile away from the campground. He was weak, had been bitten by bugs, and had swollen feet, but seemed to be in high spirits. He joked, saying he wanted some soda. Michael was transported back to camp and placed to rest in a hammock. The rest of the group gathered around him to listen to his survival story. After losing his way, he wasn't able to find the river, which would have led him back to the camp sooner. Instead, he survived by following a group of monkeys who gave him fruit, shelter, and water. As time passed, the harsh conditions started to affect him. He was being bitten by mosquitoes, getting hungry, and becoming desperate as days went by. The young explorer remembered that on the night he went missing, he began having weird thoughts and felt like he needed to leave the rainforest. He ran away, throwing away his sandals, phone, and flashlight. He eventually stopped and realized he had no idea where he was. There was no possibility of him going back safely. There was no phone to contact his group and no light to lead him back on a safe path. If you ask the locals, some spirit probably altered his mind and really did take him to another dimension. But even Michael doesn't believe that. To this day, he has no idea what made him act that way. Either way, he was extremely lucky to have made it out alive so that he could tell his stories to other travelers, especially the one about his new monkey friends.
That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.